It's Thursday. Good morning. I'm Rod. This is Chris.
Thanks for clarifying that.
This is what, day 3 of basically the Arctic air mass tracking watch, and with that comes the speculation of maybe some snow or ice at some point as well.
And so we told you yesterday that we would kind of try to peel back the curtain a little bit and give you the inside look about what we were seeing and how that translates to a forecast, what you at home see. So let's go over to our headlines first off, which are this. No major changes in our reasoning at this point. And what I mean by that is that what we said yesterday, colder weather is fairly certain next week, and we're pretty sure about that. The timing of the moisture next week is still not certain, and we'll get back to that in a second. Let's just break down the cold real quick. You're looking at the GFS model, and it looks pretty similar to what we showed you yesterday. We're going to fast forward this to early next week. This is Monday, and you can see that cold surge of air coming down out of BC, and then eventually setting up shop with sub-freezing air working its way into the Willamette Valley, and that means the gorge in eastern Oregon will be really cold, right? So this is the GFS model. Rod, we showed yesterday that the Euro was cold, but not as cold, right? So yeah. I can bring up the Euro real quick. I'll bring up the Euro here.
Okay.
It's just with the temperature forecast, and again, it shows not necessarily the same magnitude of cold, but certainly cold, and cold enough that if we were to get moisture in this scenario, that we would be looking at, you know, a wintry type setup for precipitation in that time frame. Now, for the really fun stuff, or the stuff that makes us pull our hair out, is trying to figure out the timing.
Easy, I don't have much hair left.
Of the moisture. So what we're doing here is a little split screen. We're going to do a little model comparison here. On the left-hand side of your screen is going to be the European model, and on the right-hand side of your screen is going to be the GFS model. We're going to run these simultaneously. I'm going to fast forward my GFS to get through the weekend. We're clear about some things that are happening this weekend, but let's talk about next week.
I'm at Tuesday at 2:30.
Okay,
right?
And I am at Tuesday at 3.
Oh, pretty close.
Pretty close. You see on the Euro likes, you know.
And just help folks out with the legend, which you can see on the screen, but all that bluish tone color, that is all wintry weather, and primarily it's snow. So this is basically showing you whatever precipitation is out there Tuesday afternoon is in fact snow.
Fast forward that to Wednesday, and it's still kind of going with the snow. Meanwhile, the GFS over on the right-hand side of your screen doesn't really show a whole lot. In fact, as I fast forward, it's not until maybe Thursday that we get hit with something on the GFS. So I guess the point that I'm trying to drive home with these two models here is that there are the differences are still very, very big in terms of when we get moisture, where we get moisture, and ultimately what form that moisture takes is going to depend on, you know, the cold air still being here in the valley when that moisture comes in.
And that green that's showing up on both models Thursday, and that's a developing low offshore that you would assume to some degree would pull gusty east winds through the gorge as well. And that the model that you showed, Chris, that had primarily dry weather on Wednesday, you would probably attribute that to that model picking up very dry, very cold east winds shooting into the valley. So even if it weren't snowing, it would be no picnic of a day. It would be really cold.
So the end result is that there's still a lot of uncertainty around, you know, precipitation type and when, if any, precipitation falls next week. But one thing we are certain about is...
show me.
Show the ski report.
Because we're getting there. We're making progress.
Yeah, go ahead and walk us through this today, Rod.
So that shows you the snow amounts going back to yesterday, the last 24 hours. But the big story here is Timberline finally up above 60 inches. Meadows holding above a 50-inch base. The Weather Service actually has a winter storm watch they've issued for tomorrow's storm coming in. And while it looked to me like, Chris, the snow level might flirt with pass level at some point, certainly behind the front, we go down well below passes in the weekend. What are you looking at over here, Chris?
And this is looking at basically the futurecast snowfall totals for the mountains this weekend. And so skiers, you know, you got to enjoy this. Skiers and boarders. I mean, that is big time snow. 1 to 2 feet at the Cascade Ski Resorts, pretty much a slam dunk. At
5,000 foot base level, slam dunk. And some of our modeling, certainly when you go up in elevation, maybe the upper slopes could double that. It's a pretty good cold enough west-northwest flow aloft with moisture both Saturday and Sunday. Actually, Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, those are all potential hefty snow amounts.
And also keep in mind, if you're traveling to the coast, obviously some of the coastal passes get up to about 1,800 feet. So that, you know, travel to the coast this weekend could be a little interesting, and we'll fine-tune that as we get closer.
And certainly getting into next week, which we like to point out because we don't always see that. But yeah. Are we done?
I think so. Keep your questions coming on Facebook, and we will try to get to as many of those as we can as they scroll by the bottom of our screen.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and answer with what we know, when we know it.
Go get a winter coat. Have a good day.